What's up? I'm back and we're playing some more Judge Dredd today. Basically, yesterday I wasn't playing very good, and today I haven't played at all, so we'll see how she goes, but I'd like to just get right into it. I'll explain rules as I go if anything comes up. If you got any questions about the game, hey Bill Winterberg, how's it going? But yeah, I'll explain stuff as we go. I kind of went real in depth with it. Whoop woo! Cheers. We went real in depth with it yesterday, so if you got any questions, feel free to ask. But effectively, we're starting modes up, hitting these build-up chain feature lights. They're going to alternate depending on whether or not Dead World is lit from my multi-ball. Multi-ball locks are triggered by hitting the judge targets in order. That'll start Dead World spinning. We hit the ramp, we get up there, that locks our balls. When we got 3 up there, it will pop out a 4th into the out lane, and we'll be into multi-ball, which when we're in multi-ball, we're trying to hit the ramp and then the center shot, and as we progress through, it'll be more shots on the center and whatnot. Sounds good, Bill. Alrighty, let's do this.
Lawmaster Computer online. Welcome aboard.
Aw, yeah. I always go for that drop target sweep off the beginning, but I miss it pretty much every time. Ooh, nice. Alright, so we got our first letter. Reset the drop targets. There's my second and a drain. Brutal. It's okay. We're just starting out today. I'll be saying that right up until the end of the stream. Okay, so right now with my... let me regain some control here, kind of. No? Yeah? No? Oh boy, get that control. There we go. So in a situation like this where I only need the E letter, but I've already knocked it down, I can shoot the center, and that will do the same thing. We got our locks lit, so let's try and get a couple shots up there. Nice. Whoa. Get up there. Oh. There we go. Here's my air raid shot. Get a couple easy targets there. Usually just for some small points. When you've already got Dead World lit. When you don't have Dead World lit, it's pretty good for getting those first 2 targets. Oh! It's another easy 5 mil. Let's get a mode going if we can. Or... we only need, oh, for fuck's sake, we only need 1 more shot for multi-ball, so let's just go for that. Ball 3 ain't a good time to be trying to do modes and shit. Fired up the right ramp to get the left. So I'm trying to hit that left ramp, like that. Center shot is what I'm going for now. Nice. It's one of the dark judges contained. Let's get that left ramp again if we can. Oh, this is a hard shot. Not fast enough. Damn, and a drain. Well, we got into multi-ball that. Small victories, right? Alright. No me. And thank you for the hosts, Substitute Gaming, Tilted Teach Me, Alu, and Huds. Alright. So we actually got our hits on the advanced crime level very quickly there, which is great. Means we've already got our advanced crime scene shots lit. Oh, brutal. Them outlane trains in this game are nasty. Alright, we got our lock lit. Oh. That was a close one. Oh, and followed by... Oh, it gets to ball 3 real fast. Let's see if we can get in that multi-ball again. It's gonna be kind of tough here, but...
5 million.
Ball 1. Oof. So I like to hit that right ramp for a feed down onto my right flipper. Just makes hitting that dead world shot a little bit easier. Couple crime scenes there. Get up there. Not quite what I was going for, but let's try to feed that right ramp. And up. Nice. There's my ramp. Nice. Try to get that center shot before I drain absolutely everything. Woo! It's one. With 2 balls, this might actually even be easier. I don't know. Nope. With 1, it definitely isn't going to be. Let's get a mode battle tank. It's 1 shot. I almost had a second there. Oh. That small ramp up at the top for battle tank is always a tough one to hit. I don't think I'm gonna finish battle tank here, but that's okay. Oh. And thank you for the host, Bill. Alrighty. Let's hope we have a good ball 1. So off the plunge, my main 2 options are when I come around, either try to sweep the judge targets. That's the really difficult one, but if you do it, it is super awesome because it gives you a big leg up. The other thing is trying to hit this advanced crime level. It's 3 stand-ups right here. Hitting those, hopefully hitting multiple of them, will advance my crime level from warning to misdemeanor to felony to class X felony. I'm on felony right now, so I really only need to hit it 1 time. Just like that. Now, oh my god. Now all my crime scene values are up, which is great. That's those call outs regarding things like that. A sentence, if you will. Sniper. So I'm shooting that top right shot. You'll see it flashing white right now. Oh man, it's a tricky shot sometimes. Not as tricky as going halfway up a ramp though. No good. Battle tank again. Let's try to get a glancing shot off of that side target if we can. No, let's just drain it instead. Fuck's sakes. No me. take advantage of my very non-generous ball save to try and hit some more of those crime scene shots like that. I also hit some judge targets. It's not bad. Sometimes the ball going a little wild in this game isn't always a bad thing, because you'll end up advancing your crime scene or hitting some judge targets, things like that. Blackout, I want to hit the ramp up top, the top right by the sniper tower. That's going to give me a little bit of decent points. Right there, that's what I'm looking for. 10 million, not bad. It's really the challenge is just getting up to that flipper to make the shot. I just got 10 million off of a mystery award too, so that's pretty cool. Oh, just about had it. Nice! Another 10 mil. It's pretty good. I normally don't hit blackout more than once, if at all. And that's it for blackout. Gotta get that cannibalism. Whoop. Let's get a ball lock if we can, maybe. No, we'll get up into a mode then. Oh, no we won't. We'll just drain. This game, being a wide body and being on carpet, with the legs relatively tight, it is hard to move around. It is hard to get those ball saves. A lot of times, I feel like I move the machine, but it doesn't actually move. It's like trying to move a countertop, you know? Battle tank again. I feel like I'm getting only battle tank here. And the orbit. No. And orbit. Yeah, there we go. I'll let it loop back around. Oh, that is such a tricky shot to make. Come on. Oh my god, those out lanes. Who even designed this game? Fuck you, Trudeau. And of course, I'm talking about John Trudeau, the designer of this game. Couldn't care less about the Canadian Trudeau. Oh, that is a nice phantom bounce like that coming back off my flipper. Wow, that's not common. I've got a couple things going on there. Right now I'm in meltdown. Oh, I got meltdown and drained off of it. Good points though. What did I end up getting there? I got a lot of 10 million bonuses. I got 30 million during blackout. 1 for hitting the mystery, 2 for hitting the ramp. Oh yeah, 198. That's not bad for a game that I wouldn't consider. I didn't feel like I played very good in there, but I was getting points, so that's kind of cool. Another thing to note about this game is the physical ball lock with Dead World. If I were to turn off the machine and turn it back on, it would go into ball search and it would pull those off. Basically what it's going to do when I'm in game and I just start up a new round, if I activate my ball locks, it's rotating, those 2 balls are up there. Excuse me. When I shoot the left ramp, instead of the diverter at the top coming out and the balls going into Dead World, what happens is they'll just orbit around and come out into my out lane here, or in lane, sorry. It's sort of an inner outer lane. But it's going to feed my right flipper. So it's going to detect that those 2 balls are already in there, and it's going to just let those first 2 orbit, and the third one will actually physically lock into there. Any other time, if there's no balls up there, it'll just lock them up there.
1 year for flat. I wonder what's down there.
So this is actually a pretty lucrative mode for scoring as well, if you can consistently hit that right ramp.
Warning for spinning.
Getting a couple green crime scene shots there. Oh, just missed that one. So I'm actually out of that mode now. That one's done. Let's try to get up into another mode on the sniper tower shot up there. Oh, come on. I also should note that I do have this game set up on extra difficults and competitive mode, so I don't even think I can get extra balls, but if I can only get a limited amount of them. By default, this game just gives too many extra balls. You'll end up playing a 6-ball game, and I don't want to do that. Especially considering it's not really a difficult game in terms of progression. It's a difficult game in terms of geometry. Ooh. Can't believe it didn't give me that D target. Or G target, sorry. Oh, I don't like when I get those half ramps. There we go. Sniper tower, hopefully a couple easy shots. Nope. It's never that easy. Oh, come on. Get. There we go. Not as big of a payday as I would have liked, but I did get the follow-up shot very quickly. So 13 million's not bad off of that. I'm gonna shoot the left ramp to start another mode, if I can. Or I'll just drain it.
Rain shield deactivated.
85 years for treason.
Oh my god. A lot of flailing around happening up there, which is definitely something that can happen in this game if you're not hitting your shots. Oh, nope. That was a very, very difficult save. You might have noticed me lean fully to the left. That was so I could get the torque to actually pull off a ball save. I'm pretty sure I got 2 warnings out of that, so gotta be a little bit careful. The slam tilt on this game is pretty damn sensitive. Side to side's not too bad. My plumb bob isn't too touchy. All right, come on. Oh. So I am now shooting for those captive balls on the right side right there. I only got 1. I don't know if I'm gonna get this in time. Probably not. Tried to let it just get onto the tip of my flipper and bounce it over, and kind of flubbed it. But that is okay. That is a tough mode. It's my first one. Oh, I thought that was gonna be it. Let's get that multi-ball. Nope. It's never that easy. There we go.
3.
Shit. Damn.
3. Dredd to control. I'm in pursuit of a stolen vehicle.
Windshield deactivated.
So I'm just gonna hold it on my left flipper for a second, let the car get over to the right lane. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Get out of the quick info. There we go. Your driving days are over, punk.
Over, punk. Send backup unit.
Ah, no! Blackout went out quick. Well, that was 4 of the 9 modes and a bad multi-ball. And that got me... I don't even think I broke 100 that time. Oh, I just barely broke 100. 101. Alright.
Non-active computer online.
Warning, force fitting.
Windshield deactivated.
Oh my god. Nasty.
Don't move.
Well, this game is not going well. You know, it's one of the downsides of being like, okay, I'm gonna try to get my crime level advanced early on. You get stuck in this sort of headspace of like, oh, well, I gotta get that done, or you know, and then you're just basically screwing yourself on a lot of shots. Nice. Oh, this is pretty fantastic when something like that happens. I got a ball lock lit. Oh my god. And it let me stay in blackout while hitting that blackout ramp up top. Oh. Damn, that's tough. It's hard trying to keep a ball alive while, oh, man. So I got 103 million just out of blackout, I think. That's pretty cool. Your driving days are over. Yeah, thank you, Bill. So that was actually a really good blackout, but it's the only mode that I did in there. I got as much. So in a game, my last one before this one, I got 4 of the 9 modes and a crappy multi-ball, but I got into the multi-ball, and I got about the same points as I did from lighting the locks and doing one mode really well. So like, you think about like the scoring in the game, like some of the modes aren't going to be huge, like Sniper Tower, I think at best is 20 million, something like that. And that's if like you light it and then immediately hit it and then immediately hit it again. That's about 20 million. So not a lot of huge points there. You know, Stakeout is 5 million a pop, but you know, if you're in that mode just constantly looping it, smashing it, you're gonna do well. But the problem is because it's a right ramp and it feeds the right flipper, and you're not always gonna have a ball that bounces over nice. It can be a little bit tricky. So there's not really theoretically a lot of big points there. Manhunt Millions, you're more likely to get some points in because if you can consistently loop it around and hit that shot, you know, it's not that difficult as long as you don't lose control of it. Pursuit, same thing with the driving days are over punk. If you hit that car right away, it's a single block of points, and it's not a huge block of points. So really, like, the big points are in stuff like Blackout, where if you can keep hitting that ramp, that's 10 million a pop. Like, it's quite a bit of points very quickly if you can manage to stay in it. Let's see, Battle Tank, I think Battle Tank is a fixed value. Safe Cracker, there's higher values for hitting the shots rapidly, but it's still sort of a fixed value. That one can be pretty quick to get through. It's only 4 shots, I think. 4 or 5 shots. I think it's 4. But again, it's sort of a fixed value. So, like, it's important to get those crime levels up right away so that any shots you're not hitting intentionally, and sometimes doubling up on shots, you're going to be building up your points through those anyways. So they might as well all be white. And I'm still trying to figure out. I was looking at the manual and I couldn't find anything about it. But I don't know if when you get up in a higher crime scene level, if it gives you a bonus points in modes. I don't think it does, but maybe. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on it. But it does give you more points if the crime scene is white when you shoot it. So it's a good idea to get those up. But yeah, I think, like, points wise, it's really the completion of things that gives you points. It's not necessarily doing them. Like, you can progress through all the modes in the game and end up with a shitty score, but yeah. Let's try and get that crime level up. It's okay, I got my drain shield. I only need one more shot to get up to Class X felony. Oh my god, and I tilted. Okay, we're there. So now let's start hitting some modes.
Windshield deactivated.
Or terrorism.
Oh,
Scratch one
my
free.
display kind of blacked out there for a second. I wanted to see what kind of score I got from that, but I didn't. Missed it.
Great shot.
Windshield deactivated.
All right, we are at Class X felony already.
Windshield deactivated.
Awesome. We're gonna get. There we go. Gonna get up the left ramp if we can. Alright, we're in blackouts. Already out of blackout. Those outlane drains, my man.
Or terrorism.
Sniper tower. Come on, baby.
Shoot sniper tower.
Great shot. Missile destroyed.
Oh no, it didn't count my sniper tower shot, I don't think. Or did it? No, it did, because it's giving that call out. And I drain right as he hits the fence.
Sniper eliminated.
Oh my god. For ball 1, that's okay though. We got some stuff established. 2 modes completed. Well, not completed, but 2 modes done.
To launch bomb.
And we got the hardest letters of the ball lock done. So
For treatment.
let's get that shot again. And it's gonna feed my left flipper, so I want to shoot back there. Get a mode, nice. Hey, it's our first time in the Hoff mode today. This is the mode where you show David Hasselhoff what you think. You throw bottles at him and get him off the stage. Take that, Hoff. This mode was originally an Elvis mode. I modified it. No, Spicy, come back. Baby, come back. I'd like to get the ball going somewhere like that. All right. Let's try and get all the things. Except that thing. I don't want that thing. Not that thing. And Safecracker's up next. This one's a fun little mode. Nice. Trying to shoot that center shot.
5 million.
Not like that. Not like this. Not like this. That gave me one hit. Ooh, spicy. No! Oh, that left out lane is super nasty.
Rain shield deactivated.
Oh man, when I hear deactivated, drain shield, deactivated. Right as it gets to like Ted at the end, like deactivate Ted. I drain. Every time.
Rain shield deactivated.
Like that. Oh my god. It's also tough not being able to, when you're used to playing a game where you can move the game a lot, going to a game where you can't. I feel like I need to loosen the legs on this thing, and I don't like that.
Monster computer program. Welcome aboard.
3 years, 2 years for speeding. 40 for jaywalking.
Can rack up a lot of crime scenes real quick if you chain your shots together like that. The callouts are literally overlapping on it.
5 years for 1 year for flatulism.
Farting in public, that's a year in jail. 1 year in the ISO cubes, creep. Well, this is great because right now I didn't have my J lit, and that gave me my J and my U.
Missile destroyed.
That's actually one of the other things that I really like to hit off of the start is the air raid shot. I do find it can be a lot tougher to hit that. It's a really difficult shot. There we go.
Dimensional lock 3 is lit. Dimensional lock 1.
Oh, come on. Oh, nasty. I find I get more drains down the middle in games where there's a long run up. You know, like that the ball rolling down from the top all the way down.
Button to launch.
You end up draining all the time on those, even though they're like, they, in theory, should be super predictable.
Rain shield deactivated.
I find them almost like just harder to read. Rock. All right, Hoff, rematch. I don't know what my mystery award was there. Oh, and I went right into Meltdown. I don't think I'm gonna catch this Meltdown. Oh my god. Oh, I just glanced it. It didn't move it enough. That is why that Meltdown is difficult. Oh, I saved and then drained. That's why Meltdown is difficult. I mean, it's a tricky shot to come right off of the tip of your flipper and actually hit straight square on it. When you do, it registers so well and it's a satisfying hit, but you'll often hit just on the edge of it or the post to the left of it, and it loses a little bit of force and doesn't get enough to crank right up, and I think it's a really, really nice shot. A lot of people talk about how the air raid shot is one of the most difficult shots, but I think, for my money, that the Meltdown shot is a lot more difficult. Uh-oh. Alright, so I'm into multi-ball. That's going to put Manhunt on hold. I hate when you finally get a shot lined up and to save another ball, you sacrifice that shot. Oh no, I knew that was gonna happen. That's the danger of Manhunt Millions, though, is while you may be getting a 6 million shot after your initial shot, you get 6 million per ramp. In this game, if you don't make it up that ramp and it gets to a certain height, it is going straight down. There is, like, you would be hard-pressed to save it. What did I end up with there? That felt not bad as a game. 192? Yeah, that's not bad. I'm going to try and go for that air raid shot. I'm just going to... Let's see. Yeah, so I basically need to just glance through just past the E target, which is like, on a fast ball, that's like pretty much at the top of the flipper. Like, it's a tough one. You can definitely do it, but it's tough. Oh, that was close. Kind of. Maybe. Oh no! Woo! Yeah, we were talking yesterday about the there being a physical ball save in this game would be amazing, and I'm reminded just about every ball, like right there, just how nice that would be. Somebody stop this maniac! This dude reloads a whole magazine every time he shoots, too. I think he's an amateur. Just a troubled individual. Oh, come on, get up there. Wait, am I on ball 3 and I just did that? Well, let's try and get those balls locked. Or just drain it like that. Ooh. Super nasty. Alright.
Welcome aboard.
I'm gonna make it my mini goal here off of the plunge to hit the air raid today.
Use fire button to launch bomb.
A little bit too high.
Drain shield deactivated.
Yo, Osric, yes it does. Especially this one. This is, oh, give it to me, come on. You fuck. Especially this one, I put together a pin sound soundtrack for it, so it's a little bit more banging. Oh, so close. Fuck me. That was a real bad round. Alright, air raid, come on, give it to me. Oh, that was so fucking close. This is one of my complaints with this game. Programming. Yeah, pin sound. So it's a replacement for your factory. There we go. It's a replacement for the factory soundboard in this game. Fuck, there we go. Where you can swap out pretty much. You can swap out pretty much any. You can swap out pretty much any sound in the game with anything. There's no limitations. It's not like what do you call it? Pinball browser, something like that. Yeah.
Use fire button to launch bomb.
What complaints do you got, dragoons? Yeah, so this main track is actually made by an artist named Laserhawk. This song's called Fight to the Top. And Laserhawk's actually, I don't know if he's active per se, but he's a pinball player. And when I made this soundtrack, I actually found out on Pinside he's on there, and so I sent it to him and was like, hey, I hope you're okay with this and whatever. And he was like, sounds awesome. And I was like, you'll have to. He used to have a Judge Dredd, so like he kind of understood the intent of it or whatever. But he was like, no, I already sold it. I'm not getting another one. But yeah, so dragons, what kind of complaints do you got? My main complaint is I drain all the time.
Missile destroyed.
Oh my god, fuck.
Use fire button.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a valid one. So yeah, with like in regards to code, I'll talk about it in a second. I'm just gonna play this ball, but in regards to code, there's definitely a few nitpicks, and it's only worsened when you're playing on the Dead World mod with the, I believe it's the L1AT ROM. The L1AT ROM was never meant to be a production ROM. Hey, that's cool. So it has a lot of issues. Little bugs and things that probably would have been fixed in the L7. It's either L7 is Dead World or L1AT, I can't remember. Take that off. Oh my god. I always drain on fucking Hasselhoff. God damn it. Yeah, so Dead World, the Dead World mod is great because it re-implements the actual using of the physical Dead World. But it has a lot of issues using Dead World. So this might be, let me just check on my thing. I can't tell if this camera here can see it. It might be able to. One second. Yeah, so I think you can see it, but basically you can see on the optos here, I built them out with washers to move the optos this way towards Dead World, and that helped me. I was having tons of issues where I thought they were trough issues for the longest time, because what would happen is I'd get extra balls kicked out when I didn't need extra balls, and my multi-balls would end early. Like, I had a whole slew of problems that on a normal pinball machine, you're like, those are trough problems. They're 100% trough problems. But this game is so reliant on its opto switches that if you have any issues with switches not registering properly, it like makes a mess of the whole game. And the predominant ones that are necessary are the optos here on this ramp. I believe these ones here are also quite necessary. And then these ones. And those three sets are just like... They make so many things in this game go wrong if they don't work properly. So I moved these optos out so that when the crane picks up the ball and brings it over, it registers through it a lot more effectively. So if you ever have issues like that, that's a super easy fix. It's just 10 small washers on each screw for each of the optos. And cleaning all the optos in this game is a really good idea. Same with cleaning the ramps so the optos can see through them a little bit clearer. What else did I have issue? I replaced my whole my trough boards with repros, and I think they were maybe Great Lakes or something like that. But they work a little bit better, but they're still like the old ones were fine. And I wish I would have known that 40 washers would fix my problems, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so back on the topic of code, like there's lots of little things that in the L7 ROM, I can't remember off the top of my head what they are, but there's lots of little things that they fixed from L1AT. And yeah, it's just like missing out on those things because this is pre-release code or whatever is basically what they did with Dead World. It's a prototype code effectively. But yeah, and then the other issue I have all the time is the bolt that holds the magnet for the crane in tends to get magnetized. So you gotta take it out, and I'll give it like a little bit of sanding, and then I'll smack the shit out of it to get the magnetism out of it. But it's that combined with balls getting magnetized can cause a lot of issues as well, because the balls won't drop here, they'll drop beside it and roll down Dead World. It's annoying. All right, come on. Goal for the day. Hit the freaking air raid ramp off of launch. Oh my god, it's so close every time. Dredd. Ooh, I like hitting that J right away. Woo, close.
Scratch one creep.
Scratch one creep. I love that call out. This game has such great call outs. That's another issue. Occasionally hitting into the scoop doesn't register. Can be a little annoying. Get in there. No. Oh. There we go. Get in there. So right there, what just happened is launching a ball around, and it knowing there's one ball in there is so crucial in this game. And when it works right, it's so satisfying because you're like, yeah, that's great. I've already got one in there, so it's giving me an advantage, and I can lock a couple real quick. This is one of those games in competition play. You really have to drain somebody else's Dead World out before you play. Otherwise, you could run into all kinds of issues where people are getting their multi-ball locks way quicker just because there's already some balls up in there. Because it feeds to the right ramp, you can, lock them in there real fast. Well, let's try and get a mode going or a multi-ball. Oop. Looks like it might be mode. Nope. Didn't get the bounce I wanted. There we go. Blackout. Let me get that ramp up there. Let me just drain. Oh god. Fuck. Yeah, Yeah, so that's actually one issue that I've only encountered
Use
once.
fire button to
And
launch
because I
fire.
was having issues, which I thought were trough issues, I didn't know whether or not it was an actual issue or if it was a bug or what, you know. But I have noticed that one time. But I've since set the game up way harder, removed all the extra balls and stuff. I think having extra balls in this game, like the factory settings, are just way too generous. This game is much better when it's like brutal. Air raid reminds you of the gem shot. Yeah, it has a lot of elements of it. I think the main difference is you can actually, if it's lined up perfectly from the left flipper, lower left flipper, you can actually hit that air raid ramp. It is just so difficult, and you have to have the perfect shot off of it. The other thing is, you know, you can hit it from here, and that's like, the gem shot doesn't really have the same flexibility that this one does. And at my Tron, I would never hit that gem shot unless it was off of the left side bank, right? All right, give me that sound again. Oh, get.
Rain shield deactivated.
There we go.
Rain shield.
Oh, give me that one back.
Shoot right ramp.
Fuck. This is the thing I hate happening because it's so difficult. Fuck.
Shoot
I knew that was gonna fucking happen. We'll meet again, Death. I haven't had a single good multi-ball today. Fuck. Brutal. Brutal. It's brutal. Too spicy.
rain shield deactivated.
Get up there. Maybe get my locks lit up. Nice, that's one. On ball 3, I don't know that I'm gonna end up getting another multi-ball, but it doesn't hurt having it lit up. Get in there. Oh, that's a very near a tilt out for me. The slam tilt on my game is pretty sensitive. Get up there, finally. Come on. Oh my god, when it only gives me 2 of the reactors.
All reactors stabilized.
Wait,
3 meter island is secured.
can you hit reactors 1 and 2 and then use reactor 1 as your third reactor? That seems a little weird. What did I end up with there? It wasn't a great game. Alrighty. Air raid, air raid.
Launch the computer. Welcome back.
Nope, not like that. Not like this. Fuck it, let's go for modes. Ain't gonna happen like that. I'm just trying to get a feed onto the right ramp so that I can do that.
Shoot right ramp.
www.wayshegoes.bud.org
For extortion.
/.
License control. I'm in pursuit of a stolen vehicle.
Ah, for fuck's sakes. Oh my god. No. Fuck you. Oh my god. Fuck. I don't like when he gets away. Okay, yeah, I'll do a super game after this one. I didn't do as much sound stuff in the in super game. I changed the main song for it, I think, and it reuses this song once you're out of the multi-ball. Fuck. I just think I spent a little bit less time in it. I don't play super game nearly as much as I play the regular, but I do like it. I think super game is one of those things that, like, on a game like this especially, where it can be spectacularly brutal, it's nice to have something where you can feel like you're doing good.
Missile destroyed. Great shot. Missile destroyed.
Fuck. Alright, let's get into super game. Starting off with, so when it does the original, like, I'ma need a man, that call out has its own music behind it, and I couldn't replace it, so it starts out with the original do 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 do, and then goes into the music that I picked for it. So starting off with
Player 1 is up.
I'm gonna need a man, and welcome to
So, for those of you who don't know, Super Game is basically an instant multi-ball. The goal right now is to hit the drop targets. Once I clear the drop targets, it will give me another 3 balls. It's a nice little creature call out. Trudeau also designed this, so right now I'm trying to hit Sniper Tower to get the, I believe it's called Mad Bomber mode. Ah, shit, that was close. There we go. Oh, maybe it didn't, is that what I needed? So that's Traffic Jam. Oh, shit. So now it's gonna pop back into our normal. And then here you would just play the game as normal. Shit.
Player 1 is up.
Yeah, the...
Super game continues.
So yeah, Trudeau also did, John Trudeau also did Creature, and so did this as well. Oh, okay, so Mad Bombers, I guess it starts automatically. And yeah, this game I think is one of the best color DMD implementations. There's some games that I think the color DMD is just a lot better suited for than others. A game like this with lots of color and lots of, you know, bright, goofy things happening can be pretty good having a little bit more clarity.
Super jet powered up.
100 million.
Excellent.
So Super Game can definitely have some ridiculous scores in it. I don't think I've put up any, I think I put a score on it, but I haven't been playing it that much since I reset the code on Thursday or Friday. Just because the only reason I, or not reset the code. The only reason I reset the high scores was because I wanted to play around with the different difficulties. Oh man, that shot. Oh, there she blows. See if I can get a multi-ball in Super Game.
Open that safe.
Oh, so close. Oh my god. Come on, get off for fuck's sakes.
Player 1 is up.
Super game continues. That world has materialized.
Dead World defensive barriers at full power. Range shield fully active.
Oh, come on. Trying to gain some semblance of control here. Fuck. And that's what happens.
Press 1-3.
What can you do? That's probably the new Grand Champ for Super Game. No, high score too. I must have put something decent up for high score. It was actually pretty fun playing Super Game. After having like some bad balls, I really enjoy Super Game because like even if you drain out a bunch of it, it's like those were like 5 free drains you got because the game is a little bit more lenient in Super Game. All right, let's do that again.
1 is up.
I'm Anita Man, and welcome to Super Game.
That shit makes me laugh.
Range shield
Oh, fuck.
35 years for arms dealing.
That E. Come on.
Control, I'm in pursuit of a stolen vehicle.
There we go.
Metro Lock 3 is lit. Metro Lock 1
Oh, was dumb. Super, super dumb. But I got Dead World
Player
lit,
1 is up.
which I'm
Super
curious.
Game continues. Dead World has
So-
materialized.
Yeah, okay, so that's cool. I forgot about that. Like I said, I haven't played nearly as much Super Game as I have the main game, so. Ooh.
Rain shield deactivated.
Of course.
Player 1 is up.
Super Game continues. There has been a upgrade to all crime scenes for Super Jackpot.
Come on. One more letter.
Say good night, punk.
There we go.
Rain shield deactivated.
Get up there.
5 million. Suspect got away. Super jackpot. 5 years from August.
You win again, Hoff. All right, let's go back to the main game here.
Lawmaster computer online. Welcome aboard. Use fire button to launch ball.
Oh. Every time I get so close to hitting that air raid shot. No! Oh, halfway up the ramp that time. This is the worst thing. The worst thing. 9 times out of 10, when you get trapped underneath that upper left flipper, it's pretty much a guaranteed drain, and it's one of the things that just drives me nuts. I wish this was just a little bit over.
Use fire button to launch ball.
Will do. Oh my god, it's so close.
Rain shield deactivated.
Come on, register. Boo. There we go.
Lawmaster computer online. Welcome aboard.
20 years for explosion.
Rain shield deactivated.
Nice. I keep just missing the target by 1. There we go. Yeah, there's never a lot of points in that mode. Fuck. I need to get textured powder coating on this game because my hands are too slippery.
Use fire button to launch ball. Rain shield deactivated.
I was hoping I could get a little bit of a sweep shot there, but... Oh, you nasty. I'm curious if that type of drain is gonna go down. I ordered some Titan rubbers. They're silicone rubbers. These ones happen to be at the kind of end of their life. And I do have the same silicone. These ones are clear Titan bands on the flippers. And I ordered clear for all of them. I think that'll look pretty cool. But I wonder if that's gonna affect some of the, like, for example, hitting this left sling, the top of the left sling, and then bouncing over. I wonder if it's gonna affect that. Might be a real positive thing.
Don't move.
No such luck. Thoughts on Black Knight? Playing or owning? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Let me quickly check. You want to text me that link? If you got it handy? I've been kind of curious about Black Knight, what they were gonna do with it. It's been one of those games that when I first heard them announce that they were, when I first heard the rumors that they were gonna do a Black Knight, I was kind of like, do we really need another one? But let me have a look. One thing I will always give Black Knight, it had a great back glass, and I think that the Black Knight 2K is just as fun as the original. Black Knight Sword of Rage. Fuck, this game looks awesome. It's like they finally understood what retro should look like. So obviously this is going to be a little bit harder to see because it's on a phone, but just so you can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. This is the new Black Knight, and it looks pretty cool. Trying to get a real read on what they've got going on here. It looks like they've got a Night Bash toy. I can't tell if that's a scoop or a captive ball. Generally speaking, it looks like they've kind of kept sort of the theme of like upper right flipper doing stuff up top there. But what really interests me is what they've got going on at the upper left. So you can kind of see it there. But that's like at the upper left of the playfield. So like if you look, there's like, this is all the upper playfield. There's the flipper. But this part right up there is what interests me the most. It looks quite... it looks like it's got something really cool going on with that ramp that climbs up there. It's a ball lock, I can see that. But what they do with that ball lock could be real cool. Try and get all the coins. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the cheer. So what you're saying is that only the LE and the premium have an upper playfield? Because to me, that's a big misstep. I understand why they would do it. I understand that, much like Game of Thrones, you know, different people want different things. Some people don't like upper playfields. But counterpoint, don't design a game with an upper playfield if you don't plan on putting it in all the versions. It's kind of like if you play a Game of Thrones Pro and compare it to a Game of Thrones Premium, scoring wise and stuff, whatever, there are differences, but like gameplay wise, there's huge differences. Like, you know, obviously this is a little bit different with Game of Thrones, but like having, yeah, no, and I agree. I definitely agree that it is a longer playtime and a lower revenue for operators. But the thing is like Black Knight, when you think of upper playfield games, Black Knight's got to be one of the first ones that pops in your head. You know, like that specific era of System 11 games has some of the most unique, copied, well-used upper playfields in games. And the thing is I don't think if you do an upper playfield right, it doesn't mean a longer playtime. Like Game of Thrones Premium, the ball times were no longer than on pros. You'd spend maybe like 3 seconds in the upper playfield, and if you're really good on a home use machine like I had, you're gonna play for like maybe at best 20 seconds on that upper playfield. So realistically speaking, I kind of think that for certain games, yeah, the upper playfield does mean longer playtime, but I don't really think it's that substantial. Like, and you can always do something like you know how Munsters, the lower playfield, is it just the premiums and LEs that have it? I think so. But the Munsters with the lower playfield, they just have a timeout thing. So you could just do something like that. If you're like, okay, I don't want people to spend too much time on the upper playfield, make it a 10-second timer on the upper playfield, which is actually part of the challenge. Like, if you're not making the shots right away, you're not going to get them. I think that's cool. Yeah, AC/DC did that too. I've actually only ever played a premium or LE. I don't even know if I've played a premium. An LE AC/DC, I've only played once. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Just kill the upper flipper. I think that's a misstep, not having it on the Pro. I think it is a very strong forward step having the guy from Anthrax do the music. That's fucking dope. Speaking of Anthrax, Anthrax did a song called Judge Dredd. I didn't put it on this one. It didn't fit with the rest of the theme of what I was doing with it, but that's pretty cool though. I'm looking forward to playing one. For me, it's one of those games that I will probably... It would be a game that I would be interested in picking up in a trade down the line in a few years, kind of thing. Eventually, what I'd like to do is... Okay, so I haven't really talked about it except for yesterday. I mentioned it, but I picked up a Walking Dead LE. I sold my Tales of the Arabian Nights and picked up a Walking Dead LE. And I'll probably, tomorrow or something, I'll probably do the streaming on that. But I'm eventually going to get bored of it, and it's less of a keeper for me than my other machine, so it's pretty likely that I'll try to trade that off for a Deadpool or something when someone gets bored of theirs. But I think it's going to be a while till anybody's at that point. Deadpool's a pretty good game, you know, like, especially with the latest little bits of code in it and stuff. So I think I will say that Stern Belly Blackjack. You know what? The Nightmare Castle was something that I debated picking up. And I debated it because I was like, at the time, you know, like Deadpool wasn't even announced yet. What else was there? Like Iron Maiden, I don't even think was announced yet. When they announced Nightmare Castle, like official announcement, I was like, ah, man, the sculpts and stuff look really cool. But the more I looked at it, the more it made me think of Rob Zombie, in how that it's sort of despite having great artwork and stuff, it's kind of flat. And I think Spooky Pinball has knocked it out of the park with Total Nuclear Annihilation, and that's what they should do. They should stick to simple layout games that somebody, has already kind of designed it for them, because they're, no offense to Spooky, their other games are nowhere near as good as TNA. So, and there's a reason for that. It's not a Charlie game, but I don't know. It's TNA too, yeah. I want to say that Spooky has it in them to make a really, really knock it out of the park game. But the fact of the matter is, Stern can just crank out a whole bunch of games. JJP takes a really long time, but when they come out, they're really cool games with very deep rules, and I appreciate that about them. Stern, however, they just crank out so many, it's like the idea of like throwing stuff at the wall, like eventually something's going to stick. And lately they've been really doing good. I mean, having Deadpool and Maiden be good, like two basically back-to-back games, that's crazy. I don't know. I mean, I could see TNA 2 being a thing, and it would be a good game for them to do. But I don't know. Then it almost feels like they're cashing in on it too early, But I don't know. What was the time period between Fireball Classic and Fireball 2? Air Raid. Oh, fuck you. So close.
Range shield deactivated.
Yeah, I think Scott Danesi could do something just as unique and just as cool, and it not be TNA. Make a killer soundtrack, integrate that soundtrack into the game, and make a theme that fits the soundtrack. Fucking profit. It's not like TNA is a super deep game or anything. It's good because of everything else. It's deep because it's hard. It's not deep because it's like, the rules make it very deep. I don't know. There's just a lot of things I wish they'd rather do than rehashing something. Also, I'm having a terrible ball.
15 years for arson.
Range shield deactivated.
Let's at least get a multi-ball, maybe. They should get Laserhawk to make a pinball soundtrack. Dude's even a pinball player. I mean, listen to this song. If you think this is the only hit he's got, you're dreaming. You gotta have that like electronic pumping soundtrack that's got some bass to it, but still has sort of like a rocky, gritty vibe to it, and that's why I picked this song as the main track in here. Yeah,
Non-extra computer online.
I think I'd like to see Scott focus.
Use fire button to launch.
Here's what I'd say. Like, TNA's got this sort of like neon drenched vibe to it, and this sort of like neo retro vibe to it. And I think what he should do is stick to that vibe and that theme kind of thing, like an overarching theme, and find a new story within it to make a new game in. Don't call it TNA 2. If it's codenamed TNA 2, but it ends up being something different, I would be way more impressed than if it was just TNA with some different shots in it, but the same kind of idea. Oh yeah! Time to get my payback on the Hoff. Nice! Fuck. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, build out a universe for the game. Don't try to just recreate the magic from the first game. try to do
Use fire button to launch bomb.
try to do like a continuation of it, you know, like it's like Stephen King. Like, I'm a big Stephen King fan, but he doesn't really write the same book over and over again. His early books kind of a little bit more so because it was more horror themed, but like he writes all these very different, unique stories, and they're all kind of in this same world. So it's like in the same world where a killer clown from space, effectively, has been eating children every 27 years for hundreds of years, thousands of years, whatever. In that same universe, there's an old man who's slowly losing his weight and floating away. You know, like there's like, it's just strange, weird things, and all of it's tied together by this one universal linking thread. And I like the idea of stuff like that. And if they made a series of pinball games that like captured that, you'd have a lot of collectors, just let alone the actual from a gameplay standpoint. You'd get a lot of collectors who would want to buy all the games just so that they could have the complete collection. God, there's a lot of points on that left ramp.
Shoot that ramp.
I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. Get up there. Oh, shit. No points today, Grandma. Maybe tomorrow.
Control, I'm in pursuit of a stolen vehicle.
Oh, get up there. Fuck you. A lot of bonus going on there. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, though, game designers got to do whatever they got to do, and I'm not gonna try to backseat drive an industry that I don't work in, you know. But I don't see how Stern can prioritize something like Batman 66 over something that might be a niche market, but they don't need to make as many of them, you know. Like I don't know, and a lot of that comes down to like tooling costs and stuff too. But like fuck. I could build a game in my spare time. You mean me? Or do you mean like a game designer? Like a So I've actually been thinking about re-theming something, and I definitely could do a lot of really neat stuff with some of the games that already exist. I've really been thinking, so Jonathan had talked about CSI a few months back, and I was like, man, CSI is actually a really great layout. Like, look it up. It's got a fantastic shot map to do some really cool stuff with. That centrifuge shot or whatever. Even if you end up changing the mechanics of how it works, having that center shot in there, you could do some really cool stuff. And I think if I was going to do a game, I'd do a comic-based game, because modes are like nothing. You know, pick a comic, and no matter what that comic book is, no matter what type it is, there's going to be easy modes to pull out of it. And I would most likely do something like Hellblazer or Sandman or something like that. Mainly because you've got this like sort of dense world that exists already in it. And there's also stuff like the entirety of the DC occult universe, or Vertigo occult universe to be more specific. You know, all of these characters are all in the same universe, and you could do things like, okay, you know, assemble Justice League Dark or whatever. You know, there's different cool things you can do with that. Or if you want to get more focused on it, you could focus in and say like, okay, I'm doing just Sandman. So then you've got cool stories about like going into the dreaming and all this stuff, and you know, wizard mode could be like assembling the you know, ancient, whatever they're called. Basically his brothers and sisters. But like, there's lots of cool things you can do with a comic from a story standpoint. The artwork already exists. You just need to, flesh it out a little bit further and get a layout for it. So like, really it comes down to, when you've got a property like that, just getting a shot map and doing the DMD and the call outs and stuff. Now with something like Hellblazer, that's even easier, because there was a Hellblazer live action, there was a Hellblazer movie, there was Justice League Dark, there's animated Constantine stuff, and I forget his name, something Ryan. He played Constantine on the newest one. There's lots of cool stuff you can do with that, just ripping from somebody else's work. Now to do an original property, there's way more to it, because it's like, and it's why I give props to somebody like Scott, because TNA, while not overly complex, you still have to come up with the entirety of the thing. Thank you, What Gigs. All right, let's play some more. If I were to make a game, it'd be Judge Dredd. Fuck yeah. Oh, I love that J and U sweep. Give it to me, come on. Fuck Dredd. No, I'm just kidding. I love this game.
Drain shield deactivated.
I've been out of focus here. I'm playing like shit. I need to get back in the zone. Might play another round of Super Game. It was pretty fun earlier.
Drain shield deactivated.
Come on, get that E. Sound like a 16-year-old girl at Coachella. Give me that E, boys. Fuck. I am never gonna hit that air raid shot off of launch. It is such a hard shot to hit. Oh, get up. Fuck you. Haven't seen anyone stream from a rooftop yet. Yeah. Mega City 1. I mean, I suppose it's just as likely that it's like one of the other mega cities. Mega cities. Mega blocks.
18 years for assault.
Fuck. Which shot is hard? It's called the air raid shot. So this game, when it loops around, this is a full loop all the way around the back. Off of this flipper, you can see the shot that goes just past the judge targets. There's a ramp here called the air raid. It loops around, comes down over here, and feeds over into this left out lane where there's another shooter. And off of the plunge, hitting that shot is good because, excuse me, what happens is you end up in this lane, and you can fire off the ball to shoot down a missile. That's like the air raid mode or missile destroy mode or whatever. But it lets you hit the J and the U targets like instantly, and those are the two hardest targets to hit. Spelling out the judge targets is going to light Dead World for multi-ball locks. So getting those two hard targets very early also means you may end up getting an even easier shot the next time you loop around by getting a sweep of D, G, and E. Now the drop targets are a little bit sensitive to hitting both at the same time or whatever they are, whichever order they register in matters. But when you do a sweep, it almost always will register at least a couple of them. So it can be pretty nice in that regard. And then, hitting that air raid, I'll do it a few times during a game, but getting it off of the plunge is like, it's a big substantial leap. Right now, I don't need it because I have J and U already lit. So, at this point on ball 3, Am I likely to hit 3 drop targets and lock 3 balls? I don't know. But it's a lot more viable to try and shoot for the DGE sweep off of this flipper on the plunge. So I got D, but
Rain shield deactivated.
fuck.
15 years for
That's actually perfect. That never happens. So what happened there, just as an explanation here, give me 1 second. Did it detect that? I don't know if it did. It didn't. Fuck. It'll do ball search in a second, but what happened there is I needed the G target and the E target, and the G was up, but E wasn't. However, when you drop inside the hole behind the D target, you get a letter. So basically what happened is I hit the G target. Oh, it's draining all of them now. This is gonna be a problem. This is a very rare problem. I'm not in multi-ball, but it's detecting that I'm in multi-ball. So it just drained those out. And now it's gonna do ball search and hopefully crane off the ball on Dead World. And then I can drain that, and hopefully the game will end on that so that it doesn't get confused about how many balls are in play. This game is very sensitive to things like that. So let's see, will this end? Okay, it did, good. So the optos all registered everything that happened there. I don't know why it didn't register when it rolled up there, but whatever. But that's pretty cool. That's one of the things that I like about this game is sometimes a lucky shot like that will give you a benefit that you didn't really foresee. Forsooth. All right, so first goal, first order of business. When I don't have the J and the U targets lit, I want to be trying to hit that air raid shot off of the plunge. Other than that, what I want to be doing is trying to hit these advanced crime level shots. There's 3 stand-ups here. And so when I hit those, that's going to advance my crime level. You'll see warning is green, misdemeanor is orange, felony is red, and class X felony is white. I'd like to get that up to class X felony as soon as possible. Then aside from that, plowing through modes and hitting the judge targets down so that I light Dead World and can get into multi-ball. I have not had a single good multi-ball today. I think I captured one of the dark judges, and that was the best I did, which is terrible. So hopefully we can do a little bit better. And let's do it. All right, air raid, air raid, air raid. Oh, I'm never gonna get that shot.
Drain shield deactivated.
Oh god. We ain't gonna get there like that. Oh my god, air raid, come on.
Drain shield deactivated.
15 years.
So there's my J. Now, being that I actually have the U target up, I have a little bit of an advantage here in that if I can hit the U and get it to go in the scoop there, I'll be picking up the U and the D. Not so fortunate. However, now with all the targets up, you run into a little bit of a bigger problem in that you got to hit that D. Ah, I did it. That sucks. Basically, at this point, just based on the number of drop targets left standing, I really want to be... Oh, fuck you. I really wanted to be hitting that center hole so I pick up the G. However, I might be able to do a sweep there. No.
Drain shield deactivated.
Alright, so I got the G and I got the E. Cool.
Dimensional lock 3 is lit.
And I drained. Cool. Fuck's No buy-ins. Big bucks, no whammies. Come on. Got the J. Got the U. Fuck. Sometimes those bad bounces into the drop targets can be a little bit of a little bit of a screw over because you end up losing one target. Fuck. It's not gonna give it to me. No. And I just did it again, dropping that. There we go. This game is very difficult to regain ball control in. And so a lot of times I won't. I'll just, instead of...
Years for speeding. For solicitation.
Nice. Instead of going for the quote-unquote safe... That's 2 times it hasn't registered that ramp shot. It's not detecting that my ball is up in Dead World right now. Opto switches, man. When they work, they're great. When they don't work, they're a fucking nightmare. Thankfully, it'll do ball search, and because I only have one ball up there right now, it's not really that big of a deal. However, it's not registering things right now because of this. I need to hit into that sniper shot or he's just gonna keep doing this. This guy is having the longest fall of all time, finally. Alright, things are back to normal, I think. Yeah. We're back in the same place. It's not detecting my balls going up there. What's wrong with my balls, doctor? So I don't even think it's detecting. It's not even detecting this opto. This is the problem right here, is there's 2 optos right there. I might need to give them a Q-tipping or something. I don't think they're totally fucked, but I think that the sensor might be just a little bit dirty. Tape off the ramp, yeah. I need to just put up a barricade there. I need I need to 3D print a tiny little what do they call them, like a bollard or whatever, like the police barricade thing, where it's like the sawhorse blockade thing. I need to 3D print a tiny one of those and just put it under there. No entry, creep. All right, let's pull the glass. What the heck? So what I'm gonna do before we do anything, I am going to, shit, do I have any Q-tips down here? I might. Uno momento. I do not. But what I'll do is I'll go into the tests here, and we'll just check if in the test the ball's registering rolling up that ramp. For those of you who don't have a pinball machine and you're thinking, I'd like a pinball machine, be aware, this is what owning a pinball machine is like. I gotta pop a ball out here. You know what? I've actually got other balls here. I'll just use one of them. So, what I'm looking for is, there we go. I don't know what that register, I think it was this. Yeah. So left ramp is working. Says that one's not used, but is there another opto that I'm forgetting about? I don't think there is, but that's gotta be the one that detects, unless it's this one. Yeah, no, so it's detecting that. Left ramp to lock. And this one says she's not used, but I possibly beg to differ. I don't know. I know there's a lot of differences between the original stuff. And I mean this, yeah, that's working. So the optos aren't the problem here. It is strange though. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to follow the #1 tech advice that's ever been given to anybody, and I'm going to try turning it off and on again. Sometimes the easiest fix is the simplest one. And I've had that experience many times with this game, so let's just do that. Warning, it may do a little bit of a loud doom 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 boot up sound for the pin sound board. Incoming. So, I need to get the ball locks going real quick and just test out to make sure that that's functioning. It is strange because at the very least, even if it doesn't use the opto back here on the ramp, it should still detect off of that one. Especially when the diverter's active. It all started with that one where it trickled in there and it shouldn't have. That caused a lot of issues, but maybe when it restarts, maybe it's fine. So, let's give her a whirl. Try to get the air raid anyways. Oh, no dice. No dice, Grandma.
Rain shield deactivated.
See, it's like the ramp is working. It's detecting the shots.
1 year for platinum.
Like there, too much farting. It's bad for anybody, you know? Can you imagine if you just cut one in public? You know, obviously not an advised action anyways, but like, this shit happens, right? And you fucking went to prison for a year for it? Whew. Not even prison, fucking ISO cubes. Judge Dredd is a bleak fucking world. Okay, we got our locks lit. Gonna try to feed the right ramp. Oop. Oop. Watch, this will be like my best fucking game of the day, and I'm just trying to test something. So I know that it disables your ball locks during blackout. So that one behaved the way it was supposed to. Oh, get up that ramp.
$5 million.
This is what I wanted. Well, it's working again, so fuck it. Have you tried turning it off and on again? I did, and it fixed it. Usually in pinball, it's not that fucking simple, though. Give me that multi-ball already. Come on. I want it. I want that spicy multi-ball. No. No. It's a long way down. That's the longest anybody's ever fallen in a pinball game. It's a very niche thing, but man, is it relevant. Come on. Yeah. Come on. No! They all went down so fast. It all ended so fast. Judge Death is fucking dope. In the comic books, he's very... So one of the main differences between Judge Death, as I read it in the comics, and Judge Death in this game, is Judge Death is in the comics is very like, you know, like the judgment is death. You know, like it's very like everything's spelled with extra S's and things. Gotta bounce, keep on flipping. Sounds good, man. Talk to you later. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for telling me about Black Knight. I'll look into that a bit more later. You don't get no news when you're playing.
I'm taking out a crack house in sector 23.
What's in here? Dredd. Ooh. Grud is right. Drock. Grud and Drock. Made up swears is best swears. Oh, come on. I almost got the driving days are over punk. That's like one of my favorite callouts in this game. Fuck. Oh, that was the quickest blackout I think I could have possibly gotten. Boo! I'm so sweaty. I'm slipping off of my machine. Oh, and I hit that battle tank shot on the side. Damn it. That is a really tough. So battle tank has 3 shots you gotta make. One, it's these flashing green arrows basically. And this one isn't flashing anymore because I hit it. But the left orbit, the little ramp here, and then these advanced crime level targets. And the advanced crime level targets and the little ramp up top are very difficult to hit. All right. I'm in the zone.
Welcome aboard.
Really want to hit that air raid ramp today. That's the goal. Off of plunge, I mean.
Lane shield deactivated.
Warning for liberty.
Oh shit, yeah.
Dimensional lock 3 is
Oh man. Nice. Who's in the fucking zone? I'm back, baby. And back into battle tank, the drain machine mode. I did manage to hit that side shot.
5%.
Oh, come on. Trying to get a bricked shot up there so that the ball bounces around and I can hit off of my upper right flipper.
dimensional lock 1.
It's a very tricky thing to do. All right, Hasselhoff, it's payback time. Hasselhoff usually wins out on me like that. Again, man. Hasselhoff gets me every fucking time. Hasselhoff is stronger than you'd expect. Yeah, air raid. Whoop, 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 whoop. I need the air horn
Use fire button
the
to
call out.
launch bomb.
I'm a really big fan of the rapper Aesop Rock, and he has a line in one of his songs that is a very deadpan air horn, air horn, air horn, air horn. That's what I think every time I think of it. Come on, yes! Oh!
Shield deactivated.
Finally hit that air raid off the plunge. And I don't need it right now, but I fucking did it.
Great job. Missile destroyed.
All I needed was Farmer Jojo's motivational air raid chant.
Dimensional lock 2.
So thank you. Thank you, Jojo.
35 years for armed. Warning for smoking.
Oh, yeah?
3 meter island is secured. Watch it.
Fuck. Fuck. What do we got? That's 4 of the 9 modes done,
Launch bomb.
and 2 of the 3 balls locked. Let's get into a multi-ball. Like that.
Deactivated.
Trying to hit those left ramp shots. Oh my god, and constantly failing because I'm trying to recover off of another ball,
Lane shield
not drain. Oh my god, this is way harder than it should be.
Threat 1-3.
There it is. Gotta hit that center shot. Freaking drain. There we go. One of the judges. Gotta hit another left ramp shot. Not so fortunate. Not today, Grandma. Oh boy. Oh, that was spooky.
85 years for treason.
One of my ball locks lit. That's good because it means an easier, less risky shot to get a mode started. Oh my god, I didn't think I was getting that save and I didn't. Nasty, nasty, nasty boy. You know me. Alrighty. Where did we end up on that game? 175. Again, not that great. Haven't had a really good score today yet. I'd like to get a 300,000 or 400,000 or 400 million, something like that. I think I just need to be like, no multi-ball, only focus on modes. Let's try to get through to Ultimate Challenge. The way I got it set up, it is not being nice. It's very mean. But I think we can make it happen. Well, it ain't gonna happen with shots like that. Whew.
Windshield deactivated.
Jeez. Well, let's just write this. This is just... Gotta get it out of your system every now and then, you know?
Windshield deactivated. Stabilized.
Preview Island is secured. Open that thing. Open that thing.
Oh, yeah. Almost there. One more shot. Oh, come on. Yeah. I only had the last shot for Safecracker. I like Safecracker because it culminates with the guy doing an orbital strike on the safe just to get into it. It's funny. It's funny. It's goofy.
Lawmaster computer online. Welcome to
Great shot. Don't move.
I thought I'd just let it do its thing to come back to the flipper, but I should have tried to plunge it in up there just so I could get it back to the left flipper in hindsight. It's a little bit dumb. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Alright, let's try and get that. Let's try and get that safe open. Now let's drain it, fuck it. Life's too short, you know? Gotta just drain it. Probably got about 10-15 more minutes. And in that time, I would like to put up a big ass score here, so let's do it. Probably not gonna happen on this game, but can certainly try. All it takes is one ball. It ain't gonna be that one though. Ain't gonna be that one. Yeah! So that's perfect because that actually gave me the J and the U I need. It's gonna give me a little bit of a leg up on getting my multi-ball started. like that. And drain out. Disappointed.
Rain shield deactivated.
35 years for armed speeding. Rock.
Believe it or not, I'm just trying to make that ramp shot. That was a pretty crazy save.
18 years for assault.
Such a great start, and I've just blown it.
Rain shield deactivated.
Cannibalism. $5 million. 85 years for treason.
There we go.
Rain shield deactivated. Shield tech enabled.
Oh man, hitting that ramp and then draining balls real fast. She ain't good times.
Wake up, Peter. I'll be back.
Alright, well, let's call this next one my last game. And if it's real bad, I'll do another one after, but I am nearing that time and I don't want to get too late. So, air raid shot to start off. We can get another one, that'd be great. If not, we'll just take that crime scene value being built up to max. That'll be fine. Hit the J like that. We got the U out of that too. Let's get some control here. I want to hit that center shot, follow it up with the E target, and that's perfect. Need to try and get up to that, up by that air raid ramp. Ah, we already lost it, damn. Ooh, man. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna get that save. We got a lot of things primed, so ball 2's got to be a good one.
90 years for kidnapping. 5 million. Great shot. Missile destroyed. Rocket. Years for solidity.
Okay, so we did manage to hit that side shot up there. Oh, we're so close to hitting it. Fuck. That ramp shot up there is a constant reminder of why I hate mini flippers. They just never have the torque to make those shots.
To launch ball.
And it's doable, it definitely is, but you have to hit it in such a sweet spot that it's pretty rough.
Great shot. Target for jaywalking. What was it?
Well, they can't all be winners. And unfortunately, that's got to be the one I end on. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe or follow or anything. Anything helps, really. And really the biggest thing is tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. It's nice having people to chat with. It's nice having people, you know, that I can talk to about the game. And especially when it comes to a game like Judge Dredd, where a lot of people really haven't seen them in the wild and really haven't gotten a lot of experience with them. It's cool to see one that's set up in a good environment and can show off just how mean this fucking game is. But also awesome. I really do love this game. I think I'm going to be streaming Walking Dead tomorrow. I might end up feeling like doing this, but tentatively speaking, I'd like to do Walking Dead. It's a game I just picked up, and I got a lot of rule learning to do with it, so I'll need all the help I can get in chat. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will see you all later.